Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Tuesday, the 17th of November. And hi, I'm Paul. I'll be your host this morning. And in the show this morning, we'll be talking about cycling and the Criterium Nationals here in New Zealand. Bring up to date on the ATP finals where we have Kiwi interest. We'll also talk about the Masters and other football news around the Phoenix and their potential W League entry into that. Also, we'll have a cricket update from Ashwin as well, because this is your best way to start the day up to speed with all of the important sports news. And yes, let's head straight over to London for the ATP finals. In that one, John Peers and Michael Venus from Australia. Sorry, just hit mute there. John Peers of Australia and Michael Venus, the Kiwi, qualified as sixth seeds in the doubles group. Their first game was against Marcel Granollers and Horatio Zaballos, who were the fourth seeds, and they won 7-6, 7-5. Peters and Venus will be back in action on the 18th of November, having a day off. And we'll keep you up to date with how the ATP Tour finals go for the two of them. Over in the singles side of things, Djokovic started his as number one seed and beat Diego Schwartzman 6-3, 6-2 in that one to make a good start there. Rafa Nadal also won the previous day 6-3, 6-4. So both of those entering that one going well. Over in the cycling, and it was the Criterium Nationals at the weekend. Aaron Gate, who had won the SBS Bank Tour of Southland recently, came in as one of the pre-race favourites, and he didn't fail to deliver. Early on, one of his teammates from Black Spoke Cycling made the was away off the front. He bridged across to him, as did a couple of other riders, Josh Scott and Ben Oliver. And Gates won the sprint to take that title. He was helped when Stewart slipped his chain in the lead up to the finale. Over in the women's event, the Ray was the winner of that one. She's normally based across in the States, but because of coronavirus, has returned. Olivia Ray, that is, has returned to New Zealand. She beats defending champion Ali Wollaston and Katie Richards on that one after World Tour rider Charlotte Lucas crashed on the second to last corner. That brings you up to date with the cycling news. I'm going to hand you over now to Ashwin, who's going to take us through our cricket update.
Good morning, Paul, and good morning to our viewers and listeners on the interweb. And Devon Conway and Kyle Jamieson will make their T20 debuts against the West Indies. The full T20 squad is Tim Southee as captain, Hamish Bennett, Devon Conway, Lockie Ferguson, Martin Guptill, Kyle Jamieson, Daryl Mitchell, Jimmy Neesham, Glenn Phillips, Mitchell Satner, Ish Sodhi, Tim Seifert, and Ross Taylor. Southee and Taylor will only play in the first two matches before joining the Test squad. Mark Chapman, Doug Bracewell, and Scott Kuggeleijn will come in as cover. Interesting, you replace two players with three, but that's what is happening. Colin Munro has been left out of the squad due to his BBL commitments. Kane Williamson and Trent Boult will only play in the Test after the big roles they played in their IPL series matches teams. The Test squad is Kane Williamson captain, Tom Blundell, Trent Boult, Colin de Grandhomme, Kyle Jamieson, Tom Latham, Henry Nichols, Ajaz Patel, Tim Southey, Ross Taylor, Neil Wagner, BJ Watling, and Will Young. And Colin de Groenholm and Ajaz Patel will both have been named in this test squad, but a close eye will be kept on them as they are carrying injuries, and will be keeping an eye on them to see how they progress before the test series comes along. And the Lahore Qalandars will take on the Karachi Kings in the PSL final on the 18th of November. The Qalandars booked their place in the final after winning Eliminator 2 final against the Multan Sultans, which was taking place during yesterday's morning sports briefing. When we left you, the match was finally balanced, but shortly after, the Sultan's wheels fell off, handing Qalandars an easy victory. Sultan will be disappointed after finishing top of the table and then losing both of their playoff matches. And we head to the final day in the latest round of the Plunket Shield matches now. Just so that you're aware, this is the final round before a big break for white ball cricket. Plunket Shield will then return later in March next year. But Auckland will be looking to get the remaining 58 runs quickly and then look to set Wellington a target for an outright result. But Wellington will still look to be in the box seat there to secure outright result thanks to their first innings total of 446. Canterbury were looking to mop up the final 6 Otago wickets to claim a comprehensive outright win. Big ask for Otago to set a target to give them a chance of an outright, as they're still 174 runs away from making Canterbury bat again. And Northern and Central districts will be looking to manufacture an outright result in the game at Saxton Oval in Nelson. Northern are currently on 158 for 4 in their second innings, with the lead of 224 runs. They will look to score some quick runs and look to set Central with a target to chase, and then look for Central to take that chase on and try and get some wickets. So it'll be an interesting to see whether they can come up with a result in that game. And BBL introduces some interesting new playing conditions for the men's competition, that is. There will be the Power Surge, the X Factor, the Bash Boost are all new features in this year's competition. The Power Surge will see the scrapping of 6 over power play. Instead, there will be 4 overs of power play and 2 used after the 11th over. The X Factor will not see anybody singing, but will see the allowance of a super sub at the 10th over mark of each innings. The player being replaced can't have bowled more than 1 over and cannot have batted either. The Bash Boost will see 3 points awarded to the winner of the match, with an extra 1 point awarded to the team who was leading at the 10 over mark in the game. So they'll look at both teams to see where they were at, what their scores were at the 10 over mark, and the team that was leading at that point will be awarded the extra point. So it'll be interesting to see how those changes affect this year's version of the BBL. There were comments last year that it was going on too long and was becoming a bit stale. So it'll be interesting to see whether these changes add any more spice to the competition. And that, Paul, is our cricket news for today.
I can imagine the marketing meeting around that one. Hi guys, we've got this really complicated game that the casual fan finds hard to understand. So how can we make it more attractive to the casual fan and more viewers?
Make it more complex.
Make it more complex.
Well, I'm just wondering what's going to happen at the 10 over mark when both teams were on 104 for 5. Who gets the point?
Well, do we have the super over halfway through the
halfway through a game we go for a super over.
Oh, dearie me. So, yes, interesting ones. I'm sure that's something that you discussed on Swinging from the Hip last night at 8 p.m. Don't forget, folks, that you get your weekly cricketing fix at 8 p.m. on a Monday evening with Swinging from the Hip. And it's also available as a podcast as well. Just search New Zealand Sports Radio on your favourite podcatcher, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of those wonderful places. This evening, we will also be bringing you a show at 8 p.m. It's the Driving Maul Show, which is your rugby union fix. We'll be discussing things such as the Super Rugby Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition, as well as obviously the All Blacks, and also probably touch on the Autumn Nations Cup as well, that is going on up in Europe at the moment. So do join us at 8 p.m. this evening. as we discuss all the hot topics in rugby union. Moving on then to the Masters, and Dustin Johnson won by 5 strokes. Held to have a clear victory at the Masters. He is the first ever winner to reach 20 under par. So congratulations to him. It's a different course. Well, it's the same course as normal, but it played differently due to the time of year and due to the movement due to coronavirus. It's a much softer course than normal, and his long drives obviously helped with that. But you need an all-round game to win by that kind of margin. So congratulations to Dustin Johnson, who took the Masters there. In second place was Cameron Smith and from Australia, and Lim from South Korea in that one. You have now started the day the best way, up to speed with all of the important sports news. Don't forget, we'll be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we come to you 7 days a week, bringing you all the important sports news. If there's a sport that you follow that we're not covering, then do let us know, and where we can find those results or information. And we'd love to give all sports a platform here on New Zealand Sports Radio.